Crowd of boys, peace. What's good? Come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and trust the process. Trust in the process. Like my boy Joel Embiid, you have to trust the process. First things first, you got to understand you come into a system that is already rigged. You come into a system that's already against you. Once when you realize that, and you slowly start to figure things out on your journey about how things are over-sexualized, sex sells, porn is free. Those things are meant to go against you, not to help you in any way. Nothing in life is free, my boys. So understand when you indulge in something like that is free, you're giving up something. It's not built for you to succeed or to have a positive outlook on things when these images are presented to you. When your algorithm is only showing you certain videos. It's rigged. So you have to change the system yourself. Reconstruct it. Renew your mind. You have to rig it yourself, according to you. You dig? Next thing is semen retention, or retaining your energy, is the process to the pathway to your true self, your higher self, and your spiritual awakening. Now, you have to trust this process, because all this doesn't happen at one time. One day you just wake up and you're your higher self. You're your true self. It takes work. Your spiritual awakening, it takes work. There's a process you must go through. Like I said, the system is rigged, so the system will still come after you. There'll be obstacles in your way. You're trying to do good, something bad may happen, or things don't fall your way. You might go days on straight, things not going your way. But you got to stay the course. You have to do what's best for you eternally on the inside to keep yourself going. Your masculine energy that you're retaining will help you through this process. It will have you have a clear and focused mind to think your way out of any type of situation. You'll think your way out of a jam using your mind power. It's all about the self-work, doing the work yourself. And you need your life force energy to carry you through this process. It's a must. At the end of the day, it's the only thing that you will have. Next thing is knowing your role. And what that means is the awareness of your ego and how to destroy your ego. That within itself is a whole process. Know your role as a man, and not what the world views what a man should be doing, but how you carry yourself as a man. In this process of semen retention, this practice, you learn the culture of semen retention by coming to videos such as this to increase your intellect through the collective. I'm not the only one out here giving out information and doing these videos and these audios. There's an abundance of information on this stuff. Even my channel, Crowd of Boys, is a crowd. What is a crowd? A crowd is a collective. So there's a culture being built upon what this practice is, and I'm giving out this information to touch more people, given my experiences. Also, the information that I've come across to share with my own thoughts. And like I said, my own experiences with it to validate what information is out there. You know, becoming an alternative source, but from the collective, it's key. This is men's culture. This is how men is supposed to move to better ourselves and encourage each other person to do that. Each other man to do that, I should say. I like to look at it as the semen retention community, as the collective and the culture. Ultimately, is a lifestyle. Culture is your lifestyle, not where you come from, your nationality, you know, what type of food you eat and stuff like that. Yes, that's culture too. You know, that's your culture where you come from. But when we're talking about semen retention, we have to build it up until it becomes a lifestyle. And ultimately it becomes your culture. The next thing in trusting this process is being patient. Remaining humble yet persistent. And having confidence. At the end of the day, you have to put in the work. You have to work on yourself. Do whatever you need to do. As a man, you have to do what you have to do. Point blank, period. That's just the way it is. Like I said, in this system, we have to be strong. We can't afford to be weak. If we are, you're looked down upon as a man. You have to be mentally strong more than anything. Having physical strength can get you but so far. I don't care how many muscles somebody got. He can be weak on the inside. This could be a weak man on the inside, emotionally, spiritually. Can't control his sexual desires at the end of the day. Yeah, he could put on muscle and walk around with no shirt and look good, appeasing to the eye, but what's on the inside? So remain humble at where you're at. Don't be comfortable where you're at, but be humble. Show gratitude for what you have and what you got and who you are. And trust in the process of whatever you want. If you're trying to manifest through the semen retention journey, that you have to be patient. It's not going to come overnight. You got to keep digging away at this. And you got to keep putting in the work. Be persistent. Know that you deserve nothing more and nothing less. Have standards as a man. And I'm going to use women in this example. If there is a woman in particular that you are seeking or that you want in your life, you need to write it down, right? And put what standards she has to meet. Because with this will come the woman attraction, as we always talk about. But not all of the woman attraction is something that you actually want as a man. It's good to be desired as a man and have that attraction and being a attractive man, but not all these women are good for you. They don't have your best interests. So you have to have standards and go through the process of choosing a mate or, talking to women. And if this woman is worthy enough to pull on your energy, have parts of you and your energy, then you make that determination based upon you and your standards. Not just because you haven't had sex in 30 days and you finally got one, you dig, and it came easy, or it didn't take much work, or she was just easily attracted to you because you were on retention and you got it. Nah, my boy, that's not how we do things around here. At least that not me. If that's what you're in it for, I'm no judge. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? We don't judge each other based off of what your intentions are. I'm just letting you know what my intentions are. And if you're looking to become a more high value man and a better man overall, to find your true self, to find your higher self, you have to have these standards. You have to have things put in place to guard yourself, guard your heart, and to guard your overall well-being moving forward. So set your standards in place. Have standards of how people talk to you. Men and women. If you have a hot temper, the semen retention will help. You'll be more calm. You'll be able to control your emotions. You dig? So these standards, as you become more self-aware of yourself, these standards will play a major part in how people deal with you and how you deal with people. The last thing is faith. Trust the process. Have faith, man. Faith is trusting something that is unseen or cannot be touched. That's God. That's God in itself. That's the God in you. That's the kingdom of God in you. You're trusting something on the inside of you that can't be touched or seen. There's a whole process of how semen recycles through your body and what it actually does to your body, the brain, your skin, your hair. See, that's something that can be seen. You see it working for some, maybe not others. You know, if you have hereditary problems with hair or, skin problems, if you don't see those type of benefits, that's fine. But overall, this regeneration of yourself is supposed to help. Now, that's something that can be seen and touched. But at the same time, when you want to go on a deeper level of the semen retention and exercise your powers, your superpowers, that's something we're talking about on a different realm. We're not talking about the physical realm no more. With that, you have to be more patient and you have to trust this process. Before I leave you boys, in the beginning of the video, I talked about Joel Embiid, and he keyed the phrase, trust the process. And take this analogy. I'm into sports heavy, so when I made this video, I was thinking about Joel, and his first couple seasons, when he got into the NBA, he was always hurt, always injured. Would play a couple games, get hurt. Him and Ben Simmons could never get on the floor together at a certain point, but it took a couple years for them to really get together and, get himself into shape and get himself on the MVP level that he is now. If you follow sports, you know what I'm talking about. His key phrase was trusting the process. He was supposed to be the next coming of Hakeem Olajuwon. You dig? So, him being the franchise player but never able to stay on the floor for long periods of time, he had to work on his conditioning, his health habits, just his strength. But his whole thing was trusting the process. Eventually his time will come where he'll be able to be the most dominant or, the best player in the league, which he's looking like right now. At this present time, he's like top. Last year he was snubbed for MVP. He felt like he should have won. This year he's up for contention again as MVP. But in the beginning stages, always hurt. That's how we are, man, in this journey. We're always hurting ourselves, right? We're always going into a pitfall. We don't want to change certain things about us and when it comes game time to really get into the game, we always end up being on the bench, looking from the sidelines. But you have to put in the work and trust the process all the way through. From rehabbing yourself, practice, studying, and then eventually stepping into that court or stepping out and playing that game of life. But it's all a process. And each day that you go as a day of success, not releasing, not watching porno, not letting people infiltrate your mind, not letting women play games with you, pulling on your energy, men also pulling on your energy, just negative people in general. That's a win, and that's success right there, each day. But go through life trusting this process if you're on this semen retention journey. My boys, I leave y'all with that. And as always, peace.